Awesome. So my character is very much symmetrical, so there's nothing I really need to adjust. However, let's say you have an asymmetrical character and you have things you need to adjust for that second set. You're going to treat it just like the first set. Don't touch animate flip after this. If you need any adjustment, it's going to be in the libraries, pegs, deformers, okay? All the same thing you're doing for the 180. If you need to make the adjustments for the second set, you're just going to do the same thing there. I'll kind of make an example out of these two dots in my selectors. So, you know, my first set, the red's on the left. On my second set, red's on the right. I want to make it so red is back on the left. So what I could do is I could go to that layer and use my library. I have a drawing number 1 that's red. I could duplicate it and make this one my blue so it's back on the right.
Are those just circles or did you? Okay.
They're just circles, yeah. Okay. Same thing for this dot. I'll just use my library, duplicate it, and color it red. So now visually, from my first set and my second set, those colors are on the sides that I need them to be, okay? So again, use your libraries, deformers, pegs, to adjust anything asymmetrically. Don't use the flip again. We only use it for just that one time on each of those pegs, and that's it. We pretend they don't exist again. Okay?
We don't use animate flip.
Yeah, we don't use animate flip unless we're flipping our rig. We click it once, the rig is flipped, just don't use it for any asymmetrical pieces, okay? Does that make sense? All right. Takes about 1 minute tops, if that, to flip your rig. Again, it's those of you who have anything asymmetrical. So, for example, your top hair piece, I think it's like one of the only asymmetrical pieces you have. Oh, except for your ear nicks. But I'm going to take your hair, for example, that top back hair. What you'll need to do once you flip your rig is grab that hair. You know, it's probably on drawing number 1. You can duplicate it. If it has a current deformer, that's not going to work for flipped artwork. You can do that deformation chain, just like we do with the mouse. Click on it. So now your artwork's free of any deformers. In tool properties is where you can flip it. I'll flip my artwork. Now here's the thing, when you flip art, you need to double check where that peg is. Never adjust the peg back to the artwork, always adjust the new art back to the peg. So, now that I've flipped my art, I'll move it. It's kind of a guessing game. Find that pivot. All right, maybe I need to move it back a little bit. Maybe I'll use the arrow keys on the keyboard. Great. Now that it's back on the pivot, I'll give it its new deformer, and it's ready to go. So again, if any asymmetrical pieces need adjustment for that second set of the 180-degree turn, use your libraries, deformation chains. Don't go back and start flipping again with the auto flip. That's just for flipping your rig that one time, and then we don't use it again, okay? All right, that is that demo.